Hi everyone, I'm Carol Serby with the Omanika Spiritualist Center. Welcome to our intimate new moon ceremony featuring Aries and the pink moon. This is a good time to work magic related to anchoring in new beginnings. It is the time of doing those workings. It is a time to stop planning and start doing. To take all those ideas that have been brewing for the last couple of months, that would be since the winter equinox, and start to make them come to fruition. So I am happy to invite you into this space, and in this space, we're going to explore some of the major themes you will experience over the next month. It's my goal to give you some insight on how they may trigger you and how best to navigate them moving forward. The new moon is a place of new beginnings and a place of setting intentions. It really is a prime opportunity to cleanse the body, cleanse the mind, and even cleanse the home. It's now time to set your intentions, and I'm curious, how will you grow? What will you accomplish? So let's get to it, shall we? In the beginning, new relationships, new adventures, and positive changes are yours at this time. It's really a time of turning inward, of tapping into your intuition, and setting intentions for what you want to manifest in your life over the next 2 weeks or even up to a 6-month cycle. It's a great time for evaluating your life and deciding what you want to create and how you want it to grow. The new moon's energy is really great for visualization, for setting intentions, and gathering energy for the upcoming work at hand. It isn't really a great time for action, but more for planning and dreaming and scheming. And this new moon is your opportunity to clear away some blocks and to become a beacon for receiving. This phase, we invite you into a space of silence and receptivity where your deepest intentions can germinate. If you could imagine anything, be anything, and allow your mind to wander wherever, where would you go? The path of your imagination holds a key. In order to step into this vibration, you must surrender. You must allow things to flow in and out as they're needed to. You must trust the universe and know when the new moon magic passes, you'll be right where you need to be. The new moon brings with her opportunities for creativity, appearing dark or empty, just like the fertile ground. And over the next 14 to 15 nights, the moon appears to gather more light, more strength from the sun. It becomes a crescent and then eventually a full moon, and so brings with her the power of the full growth and potential. This is a time for planting intentions, for the things that we want in life, and to align with the moon's energy to help us grow those seeds. So let's talk about the highlights and the themes of this new moon. We've just moved through the equinox into a time of the year that represents full expression. And right now, we're moving into the Aries moon that can be really challenging for some of us. We're moving from the thinking about how we want to show up in the world to now anchoring it in the body, in the chakra system, and into reality. Aries moons are courageous in a crisis, and the energy is to rush in and protect others, even taking crazy risks. This moon also has the Aries challenged of learning through trial and error, and the best way to channel outbursts of negative energy into less destructive directions. An Aries moon may fear its own intensity, as it can trigger intense reactions to others. That's why it's so important to find ways and means to fully express that explosive emotionality at the hearts of who we are. I took a few other notes on what the Aries moon is about. Um, this one is really calling us to get in touch with our actual emotional selves. It wants to know we're in that warrior and hero's journey. Um, we're defending the weak and fighting for justice. And this is the prime opportunity for you to decide what is important to you. It's a time to be brave. It's a it's like a birth process. What you want to bring into this world doesn't necessarily happen quickly, but it's what's important for you, and it's the slow, steady, brave, centered, strategized focus that will make you feel safe. And it's a prime time to heal any fractures that you might have in your identity. And our exercise today will help you with that. In Aries, we can lack self awareness or life experience, and we can be self destructive. As well, we can also be difficult to be around. This Aries moon is big, big energy. And we merge the astrological energy of this moon into what the moon is also known as, which is the pink moon. The pink moon is also about self care. It's also known as the sprouting moon, the grass moon, the egg moon, and the fish moon, and there's probably a couple of others. But that it comes from making your way through the tumultuous weather of March, and this moon sometimes falls mid March to early April. So we have the tumultuous weather of March, and that's beginning to subside. And the flowers are starting to grow underground. They're starting to come up and through. Seeds are being blown about in the breezes, spreading life all around us. Trees are starting to have buds on them. Daffodils and tulips are starting to abound, and the birds are starting to nest again. This is the time of conception, of fertility, and of new growth. So, as we open circle this month, I tenderly place my foot on a new pathway. I open my heart, knowing that love guides every decision and that all is well. I turn to the east, the element of air, and I invite you to blow out the old and bring in the new. Help us to allow the winds of change and not resist them. Hail and welcome. Next to the south, the element of fire, I invite you to burn away regrets. Ignite a fire of passion and desire, and be the flame that ignites the light of others when plunged into the darkness. Hail and welcome. Next to the west, I invite you to cleanse us, to quench our thirst, to nourish us, to allow us to explore the ebb and the flow of our emotions and purify our thoughts. Hail and welcome. And finally, to the north, the element of earth, hold us and support us as we grow strong roots so that we can finally rise. Hail and welcome. Mama Earth, Father Sky, and Grandmama Moon, Grandfather Sun, stars of the galaxy and all the mysteries that lie in between. Hail and welcome. Ancestors and wise women who have gone before us, please join with us. Sit with us and guide us. She, divine feminine, lady of all that is, I ask for your presence and blessings. Please clear the space of heavy energy. Fill it with love, healing, and truth. She, I ask for you to work through me, to work through us, to make sure that we hear and feel what we need the most as we experience this circle, our path together. So, as we continue to open circle around the new moon here this month, I ask you that you have your candle. And as you light your candle, I'd like you to say one or two words out loud about what you bring with you here today. As I light my candle, I bring with me hope. Hope is with me here today. If you need a moment, you can definitely stop the video. But what I urge you to do is I urge you to allow the sense of whatever word feels right for you. Allow it to come up and out and through you. If you have your favorite essential oil, I ask you to anoint yourself. It's on your hands. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm just creating some heat. Um, this oil has a carrier in it, so it's burning off the carrier. It's creating heat so that the perfume of the oils is now coming up to my face. And I'll take 3 long, deep breaths. We've already discussed this theme this month pretty thoroughly, but I would like to go back to the opportunity of creation. Now, what I'm sure that you have an idea of what you want to create in this world, what you want to be known as, something that's bigger than you, that's bigger than all of us, and your reasons behind it. Some of you might want to create something that creates money. Some of you might want to create something that creates opportunities. And some of you might want to create solely for the sake of creating. And so, my question to you right now is, why aren't you already doing that? Now, to my way of thinking, probably the top reason is fear. So, today we're going to work a little bit on removing some of that fear that you have, the judgment, the holier than thou, the who do you think you are's, the what do you think you're doing, the judgment on how you're spending your time. All of those fears that come up when we talk about what we want to create, when we actually bring it from the thought forms, the etheric, through the throat chakra, confirm it with all of our heart's love, and actually start to anchor it down through the rest of the chakra system and down into the earth, actually creating it as an actual physical, tangible manifestation. And who do you think you are to do that? I know who I think you are. I think you're a child of Source. I think you were put on this earth for a reason. And I think it's in your highest and best interest to follow through on that, no matter what anybody else says. Now, I realize that that's easier said than done, so I'm here to help you with that today. I wonder if at this point, if you have any questions. I will be following the chat. I will be following the feed. So if you have any questions, I invite you now to pop them in the question box below. I'd like to take an opportunity here now to pull a card. Pull a card and just to see how it plays on the theme. So today's cards, let's call it Bear and Reed. I love her cards. I have a couple of decks. I have them here, and we'll just give them a quick shuffle. I haven't shuffled them yet, so I usually like to do 3 times in various ways and forms. So if you just allow me the opportunity. And then a few like that. And then I loosen them up, push them back into shape. 3 knocks. So I would ask Source to direct my hands to a card that ties in with our theme today, our theme of creation and theme of fear. And let us all know what we need to know here today. Oh, I've got one, I've just got to pull it out. Excellent. Those ones away, and it wants to flip this way. So it's card number 46, regeneration. Can you see that? Card 46, regeneration. And it's upwards, so let's just see what it has to say. So the one thing I want you to notice is I want you to notice the hot earth. You know, when I think of hot earth, I think of trial by fire. I think of all the fire and all the, it looks almost like molten lava. All the lava being all the who do you think you are from everybody else. And I see here the inspiration from Source, the showering down upon you of all of the silver and white treasures that belong to Source that they so freely share with us. And they're just ready there to be captured and used. The colors in the tree are definitely healing colors, the blues and the greens. And what I notice here too is what to me looks like a tree is perfect for the spring. It doesn't have its leaves yet. It's ready, primed, waiting to come full blossom. Full blossom, to be able to not only have its roots in the ground, its trunk solid. This trunk is the emotional core solid. But as soon as that canopy of leaves come out, that canopy of leaves not only can capture all of the juice coming from Source, but it can protect those around you and rain down upon those around you all the good nutrients, all the good love that comes from the leaves that you are set to grow. Now, I'll take a moment and I'll actually read what it says about this card. So the essential meaning is rebirth, second chances, and new opportunities. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. How absolutely perfect is that? For this, the time of the year of regeneration, regrowth, birth, I think it's just absolutely perfect. Excellent. So, based on what your intentions are, based on the fears that you have, and based on the card that we just pulled, I'd like you to take 3 minutes and let's do some journaling. And within this journaling, I would really like for you to express, very specifically express 3 or 4, you may have many more, but for this exercise, let's do 3 or 4 of your biggest fears. Okay, I have my timer set, so I will start. And if you would like, I can play just a little bit of music. Okay. I'd like you to just wrap up your journaling. You can always come back to it when we're done. So, the next portion of our circle here, we're going to do this is Most people consider this a meditation, but there actually is some energy work embedded into it. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'd like you to just take a nice deep breath and just relax. And you can do this exercise anytime you feel fear. And for best results, if you didn't do it in a quiet, private space. And while you were journaling, you created a list of fears. So I'd like you to pick one of those fears, and maybe not your top fear, maybe your third fear or your fourth fear. Let's get you used to dealing with these fears. Let's get you seeing the results with the not quite big, scary one before we actually go after the big, scary one. So I'd like you to just sit down comfortably with your back straight and your eyes closed, and whatever position is comfortable for you. Just breathe in slowly, breathe into your abdomen, and then breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. I'd like you to make sure these are nice, big, full breaths. I'd like you to start to feel the body releasing and relaxing. And just notice anywhere where it feels tight. And if you need to adjust, adjust. Just do whatever you have to do in order to just let it all go. Once you feel as though you've let it all go, just start to breathe whatever's a normal pace for you. And while you're still active and with us, I'd like you to scan your physical body from your head to your toe. And as you're doing that scan, we are specifically looking for the energy of fear that you had written down in your journal. Again, not the top fear. Let's pick your third or your fourth fear. And I'd like you to notice, just notice where it sits in the body. And once you find your fear, and if you haven't found the fear yet, you can just pause this video until the moment in time where you do find it. And then just hit play again, and it'll all pick up and it'll all work out just fine. So once you find that place in your body where your fear lives, I'd like you to take that fear and just hold it in your hands. Just hold it in your hands. And when you take the fear, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make sure that you have it all. And so sometimes it takes an extra minute because sometimes it likes to hide. So just use your body, use your ability to sense and feel and know and understand, and just take all that fear and just take it into your hands. Just hold it in your hands. We're not doing anything with it. We're not transforming it. We're not making any changes to it. So it's okay to just take it all and just hold it in your hands. And once you have all that fear in your hands, I'd like you to hold it up so you can see it. I want you to be able to see it with your own eyes and just simply look at it. I don't want you to analyze it, just see it. It is a thing It is a thing that was created by you. It was a thing that belongs to you. So just allow it to be there. Kelly, allow it to exist and allow it to just be. This fear maybe came as a physical discomfort, such as a knot, a pain, or a location of energy through a thought or a memory, or it could be just the emotion of fear. Just look at it. Again, without judgment, observe it, feel it, allow it to be here, welcome it here. Welcome it here. Say thank you, and welcome. You're going to probably notice, if you haven't noticed already, that that fear, as you're holding it in your hands, is starting to get bigger, starting to get a little bit bigger. And then you notice that it's really starting to get bigger and get bigger and get bigger. That fear that you're holding in your hand is now just as big as a balloon. So allow it to happen. Allow it to grow and grow. Allow it to get as big as it can go. Watch it grow. Watch it grow. Watch it gently lift out of your hands and move up, up, up towards the sky. Let it be as big as it can possibly get. Let it fly as high as it possibly can. And allow it to express itself to you. Don't analyze it. As it flies so high and starts to move out of sight, simply allow whatever comes. Whether it's words, thoughts, memories that just disappears from sight. Notice as it just disappears that the emotions that you were feeling cannot find. Notice if you can feel that emotion. You might find that you cannot. Now turn your attention to yourself and the spot that you took that emotion out of. Start to fill it with love and life, love and light. Give yourself the love that that emotion could not. And allow yourself the realization that you not only exist, but that you live without that emotion. Thank yourself for taking care of that emotion for so long. And take a nice deep breath now, knowing that it's all been released into oneness. As you breathe in light and love. As you breathe out, allow that beautiful light and love to go and fill the space where that emotion used to be. Now simply breathe deep and slow. Breathe in light and love. As you breathe out, allow the light and love to expand throughout your body and out into your environment. And repeat this exercise at any time and use your list to help you. Slowly start to bring yourself back to now, down into now, and open your eyes. Excellent. If you wouldn't mind posting in the comments below what your experience was when you released that emotion for the very last time. Now, to close our ceremony here today, I'd like you to just check in for a moment. And I'd like you to say out loud one or two words that best represent the now you, the movement forward to whatever might be next. The now me is grateful. Thank you so much for joining me on this new moon ceremony. I'd like to encourage you to go to the Omanika Spiritual Center website, where this event and many others will be happening on a monthly basis. Feel free to contact me through there for any of my spiritual readings, any hypnotherapy, or energy healing work that you may need. I do work in person and I work online. Thank you again for joining me. I look forward to reading your comments on how that exercise worked for you. And I'll see you again in about 2 weeks for the full moon in Aries. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.